Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, who had been in power for last 15 years, resigned and fled the country after weeks of protest, which led to the killing of more than 300 people in Bangladesh. Hello everyone, my name is Pooja Sharma and I am your current affairs faculty at Tathastu ICS. Now, let's dive deep into this issue. The protesters now have breached the police security and they reached the Gano Bhavan. Gano Bhavan is the official residence of Prime Minister of Bangladesh. Given the situation, Bangladeshi Army Chief Waqar Uzzaman has taken the full responsibility and now in charge. Now the country is all set to have its interim government. Government of India, especially the External Affairs Ministry of India, has not given any official statement regarding this situation in Bangladesh. Obviously, Government of India must act quickly to have interaction with this new government, because these anti-Sheikh Hasina protests are also mixing with the anti-India sentiments in Bangladesh. Let's understand the timeline of this Bangladeshi student protest. Everything started with the liberation of Bangladesh. Bangladesh got liberated on 16th of December 1971. In this liberation war, Bangladeshi freedom fighters, who were known as Mukti Wahinis, along with few army personnel of Bangladesh and Indian army together defeated Western Pakistani army, and a new country has emerged, that is Bangladesh. After this independence, under the leadership of Mujibur-ur-Rahman, Mujibur-ur-Rahman is the father of Sheikh Hasina, who just fled the country. Under the leadership of Mujibur-ur-Rahman, the government has provided 30% quota to those who were the part of this freedom fight. Means the people who belong to Mukti Wahinis and the army personnel who were part of freedom fight. Now, the descendants of those freedom fighters were also getting this 30% quota. With time, the resentment among the youth of Bangladesh emerged and they started protesting against this 30% quota, because obviously the country's economic situation was increasing, but that economic growth was kind of a jobless growth, especially for the students who were in colleges and who were in university. Given those protests, Sheikh Hasina government in 2018 struck down all kind of quota. That was the total 56% of quota was given in Bangladesh. Sheikh Hasina government in 2018 removed and abolished all kind of quota given the protest. But High Court of Bangladesh at that particular point of time reintroduced the quota, saying that the decision by the government is not fair and unjust. Again, the 56% of quota total was there in Bangladesh, out of which 30% quota was there for the descendant of the freedom fighters, and other quota was given to either women or the people from the backward caste, backward district, and the people who were from ethnic minorities. This decision by the High Court has triggered the recent protest. In the opinion of the students of the colleges and University of Bangladesh, that why should we give the 30% quota to the second or third generation of the freedom fighter who fought for the country in 1971? Obviously, employment rate is really high in Bangladesh, especially for the college going and university going students. Protests were going on. Protest continued. To scale down these protests, Supreme Court of Bangladesh came into the scene. So, Supreme Court of Bangladesh scaled back this controversial quota, and now it provided that instead of 30%, only 7% quota should be given to the descendants of freedom fighters who fought for the country in 1971. Again, this decision by the Supreme Court could not satisfy the demand of the students. Students were demanding for the complete abolition of quota. The government response to these protests were also very severe. So many people died. More than 300 people died on the street of Bangladesh. On 4th August alone, 98 people died because of these protests. On the top of that, Sheikh Hasina has termed the protesters who were on the street as Rajakars. Razakar is not a very good term in Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, the meaning of Razakar is that those people who sided with Pakistan during the liberation war. Obviously, later on, Sheikh Hasina has toned down her criticism and said that the protesters are not terrorists, but the damage has already been done. Now, the students were asking for the resignation of Sheikh Hasina, and recently they has reached till the Gano Bhavan, that is the official residence. Given the situation, Sheikh Hasina had to flee the country. Now she is in India, and there are news that she is going to seek asylum in United Kingdom. So this was all about the issue which is going in Bangladesh. But we need to look at this issue from the prism of India's perspective as well, that how this issue is going to change the situation for India when it comes to Bangladesh. Now, what will be the impact on India given this situation? The first impact is going to be in regard to the interaction of Indian government with the opposition parties in Bangladesh. The interim government which is now going to be in Bangladesh, the interim government comprised of the opposition party only, and the government of India from last 1.5 decade was only interacting with the Awami League party, that is the party of Sheikh Hasina. So we have lack of interaction with the opposition leaders. Given this situation, it is very difficult for India to engage with the new government. This is the first challenge. The second challenge is related to the transit facility which Bangladesh was going to provide to India so that we can easily reach northeastern part of India. Right now we know that if we want to reach from mainland India to the northeastern part of India, we need to cross this chicken neck. And this is one of the major factors why there is not much economic development of northeastern part of India. So we were having talks with the Bangladesh that Bangladesh is going to provide us the transit facility. Given this situation, given the new government of the Bangladesh, we don't know the future of this arrangement between Bangladesh and India, which is crucial for the development of northeast of India. Now the third challenge is with respect to a group in Bangladesh, that is Jamaat-e-Islam. This Jamaat-e-Islam group is a pro-Pakistan group in Bangladesh, and this group was very much active in recent protest. If opposition party, that is a Bangladesh Nationalist Party, is going to be in the power, then definitely the power of Jamaat-e-Islam is going to be heightened. Given these power, the presence of Pakistan will be there in the polity of Bangladesh, which is definitely not going to be in favor of India. The second challenge which India is going to face is regarding the China, the presence of China in India's neighborhood. We all know that China is hovering over India's neighborhood with its checkbook policy. India has a very difficult neighborhood. We are already having problems with Pakistan, and with China also we have border disputes. With Nepal also since 2015, with the new constitution of Nepal, we are having contentions with Nepal as well. In Maldives also there are anti-India sentiments. So Bangladesh and Bhutan were the only countries in India's neighborhood with whom we were having good relationship. But now, given the situation, Bangladesh can be one of new entrant in this chain of anti-India sentiment countries. Obviously, everything will depend on what is going to be the next move of Indian government. We are hoping that India will have such a diplomacy that India can save itself from this situation and continue good relation with the Bangladesh. That is it for today. Thank you so much and have a nice day.